United States of America has over 50 million Latin people in the country, and they are underserved and undermarketed too. I think the e-commerce world has changed, as you know, so much aggressively over the years. Somewhere around 2015, as I was building our Amazon brand, which is the NaturalSlim, that brand is going to do $45 million in the U.S. alone this year. So we've come a long way to where we're at today. It's a big part of my story, our NaturalSlim brand. We service the Latin American community. That's our big focus. We are 100% focused in the Latin American market. United States of America has over 50 million Latin people in the country, and they are underserved and undermarketed too. So our target since we began this business in 2008 has been the Latin American community. We didn't really start taking off until we started getting my dad and our content distributed to millions of people across the board. NaturalSlim is now in 9 countries, but our biggest country by far is the United States of America. And we do service 99.9% of our public is Latin American people. Just by itself, 50 million Latin people is more than most Latin countries out there. And that's what we have in the United States of America. It's a big audience. So here's the beautiful thing. All these people that are Latin American in the US, 50 million of them, I would tell you that about 80 to 90% of them speak perfect English, which means that you don't have to create your listings in Spanish because that's going to take away from discovery of other people along the way on the Amazon platform. But if you do social media marketing and you talk to the people in Spanish, the Latin people, they actually feel more connected to you because you're speaking their language. So what we do on social media is that we actually create content in Spanish. And that's something that this world does present the opportunity to every single one of you listening to this podcast right now, because we got translators, we got people that are all over the world that you can access that can create your content in Spanish. And when you go to a platform like Facebook, which has a lot of data about these people, it's very simple. You literally just enter the language. You say Spanish. And when you enter Spanish as a language, when you're marketing to them, it's only going to put that ad in front of people that speak Spanish, because that is information that Facebook easily has access to. Now, when you send them to a listing on Amazon, or when you send them to your listing, whether you have a Shopify site or whatever e-commerce, it doesn't really matter because these people are generally bilingual, but they still like to be talked to in their own language. They feel like, oh, these are my people. I should pay attention to their content. I should pay attention to this particular brand because it's a brand for Latin people in the US. So it is an opportunity for a lot of us to really dive into. It is the world of Latin America is generally on average 5 years behind. So if it's going to cost you $100,000 in advertising to generate 400,000 leads, let's say you're paying pennies on the dollar. Let's say that you're going to invest on acquisition of prospects and to the Latin American public. I can tell you right now, if you do this correctly in the US and you're targeting to Spanish people and you talk to them in their language before you send them to the listings, you might pay a third of the price talking to these people still today, because the Latin American communities are not being targeted enough. And because of that, it enters in supply and demand laws in general that there's a lot of marketing going on, but not many brands are talking to people in Spanish. So if you talk to all these big players, like Grant Cardone is trying to get into the Spanish market like crazy. Gary Vee has been talking about Latin American being the next big thing. There isn't an actual community that is growing, a minority that is growing faster than Latin American. For entrepreneurs, for business owners, and the beautiful thing also is that these Latin people have the same access to capital, to credit, that all the other American citizens, which means that they are capable of investing in your products and being a great customer. They're just being underserved. So if I had to do it all over again, if I start a brand all over again right now, I would definitely assign a budget to that particular audience and see what that returns for us along the way. I did an interesting experiment the other day. We have an Amazon brand, NaturalSlim. Again, I publicly, a lot of people are scared about talking about their brands. I welcome the competition. If you check out the NaturalSlim brand on Amazon, we have a lot of reviews. We're pretty established already. I downloaded the list of, if you go to TaxJar, for example, or some of these platforms, you can find out the names of people, and you can look at, even still today, even though there's been a lot of changes, you can find physical addresses. And I was surprised to see that even though we're really well ranked in a lot of searches, our audience is mainly still Latin, which is telling me that what we're doing across social media and across acquisition of prospects and in our email list and our text messaging list, in all the things that we have going on, is actually feeding Amazon. I wouldn't be where I'm at on Amazon, which we're probably going to do about $15 million just on Amazon this year. And if I didn't have what we have going on in the rest of the world, our Amazon brand would not be growing the way that it's growing right now. If you're enjoying this content, please go ahead and subscribe. Help me comment below and let me know if you have any questions about marketing. And I'm on a mission to help as many of you as possible conquer the marketing world. So help me out. Subscribe, hit that button, hit that bell, get notified. We're going heavy with content in this 2021 year and beyond. Go ahead and subscribe right now.